Writing a post is easier than doing some big productions. It's not worth entering the market with any tool without understanding your target audience. The expensive and fast tools are search engine optimization and search engine marketing. You don't use a hammer, do you? You just take it and try to hammer something somewhere. Marketing tools can be divided into 4 groups. Imagine a matrix. We'll draw it somewhere here, I don't know where yet, which consists of 4 groups of tools. The first group of tools is the expensive and fast tools. Expensive and fast refer to different types of advertising. This could be advertising in the Google ecosystem, it could be advertising in the Meta ecosystem, it could be advertising on LinkedIn, or it could be advertising on other platforms that deliver relatively fast results but are expensive. Here it's important to understand why I say relatively fast results. Because even Google advertising won't deliver results in a week or 2. Nowadays, all advertising platforms like Google and Meta are built, especially Google, on algorithm training. And you need to clearly specify what you want, clearly define your audience, and then basically the quality of your setup will determine how fast the results will be. But these results are relatively fast compared to other elements. In digital marketing, it used to be expensive and fast. Now it's accessible and fast. Accessible and fast means that without significant investment, you can engage in various types of cold outreach. This could be cold outreach on LinkedIn, it could be cold outreach through phone calls, directories, in general, searching in a cold way. Well, cold outreach is cold outreach. But still, you need to understand that you have to know your audience clearly. Or at least the segment of it that you will target and call. Because if you don't understand the whole marketing complex, meaning you don't understand who you're targeting, then the result, while maybe not as investment heavy, also won't be effective. In other words, basically, it's not worth entering the market with any tool if you don't understand your target audience. Another thing is that you can identify your target audience using tools with tests. By the way, this could be tools that, for example, are readily available, but however, are long-term. This could be search engine optimization, search marketing, or social networks. These, in principle, give you the opportunity to test things out. Or, for example, expensive and fast. The ones I mentioned can also help you understand your target audience. So let's put it this way. By engaging in practical activities, you can refine your target audience, but you still need to know it no matter what. As for the tools that are expensive and time-consuming, as a rule, that's content marketing. It's quite costly because you have to produce it, meaning there needs to be production involved. Even with the use of modern technologies like AI and services built on AI principles, like, for example, ChatGPT, which can help you write texts, the same services that allow you to use digital avatars for video, and so on. They still have to be based on what you want to communicate to your target audience. But accessible, or rather expensive and time-consuming, this is usually content marketing. The next group of tools, this is accessible and time-consuming. Accessible and time-consuming. This is search optimization, search marketing. Some people distinguish between them, that is S&O, S&M as they call them. And SMM also belongs to the same type of tool because it is accessible. You can do it, content marketing through social networks. This is a relatively accessible tool, relatively speaking. Well, it's easier to write a post than to do some big production. That's why we classify it as an accessible and time-consuming tool. But again, here you also need to understand your target audience. Before you pick up any specific tool, always remember of digital marketing, you need to understand what you want to achieve with this tool and for whom, the target audience. You don't just use a hammer, just grab it and randomly hammer something somewhere. Usually you have a goal to hammer in some nails somewhere and, for example, hang a shelf on the wall. So here too, you need to understand where, what you're doing and why. In other words, you need to understand the purpose of this work, and then you can choose any tool and use it accordingly. For help with using digital marketing tools, contact the AVEB Digital Marketing Agency. Welcome